What's up guys, Viper FPV here, and today I have another FPV comparison video for you. I have the T-Rex from Foxeer, and then I also have the Caddx Ratel that Caddx was kind enough to go ahead and send over for review. So we're going to go ahead and put both of them head-to-head on default settings. I believe the Foxeer T-Rex has an OSD that you have to remove if you want from defaults. It's on there because I don't touch the cameras. I run them as they are out of the box, as most people do. And then I put them on my little rig here. If you guys are curious what I'm using two RunCam DVRs that record at 480p. So it's a native resolution of the cameras. And then I just go ahead and put them in Premiere Pro, put them side by side, and we can take a look at the results. So let's go ahead and leave a comment down below if you found this video helpful. And I'll be leaving links to both of these cameras down below if you want to go ahead and pick one up for yourself. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the comparison video. All right, so we have both cameras here. We have the Caddx Ratel 2 on the left, and we have the Foxeer T-Rex on the right, along with some of the specs of each individual camera. So this is a nice, clear, sunny day, and I'm kind of imitating how quad would be kind of flying over the grass. The image quality on both of them are pretty similar, pretty impressive. I kind of really don't have a specific. I kind of like both of them. We do have the OSD showing on the T-Rex, like I explained before. You can shut that off if you are a quad pilot, or you leave it on if you are a wing pilot. Ratel 2, you'll have to enable that separately. So I really am kind of digging the image on both of them. I think the T-Rex has a little bit of maybe under saturation, or maybe a little bit too blown out from the sun when it's looking at the sun. This image does kind of show a little more, I think, dynamic range on the Ratel 2. I'm actually kind of surprised how close of image quality both cameras are when you can come to compare. The other one's 1200 TVL, so I really don't think the TVL really means anything on a FPV camera. As you can kind of see, you think that the advantage would be with the T-Rex, but rather it is, I think, in Ratel 2's favor, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so we can kind of see a little bit better. I think I zoom in on about 250%, so we can kind of get really nice image on both cameras. And yeah, I'm still kind of digging how the Ratel 2 is looking, but everything is up for preference and in your own opinion. Some people do like the image of the T-Rex, so I'm not saying it's bad. I just have a little bit more preference, I think, to a little more saturated color. So the Ratel 2 is probably a little oversaturated, but both cameras do handle the daytime pretty well, and I'm actually pretty impressed with both of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk over towards the sun and see how both of them perform in the dark to light transition. Right here is really evident. As you can see, the T-Rex does have a little bit of overexposure. I don't really like that. It's kind of washed out, like in the finer details. So let's go ahead and take a look to see how they do perform light to dark. And I think the Ratel 2 actually does a little bit better job than the T-Rex. Yeah, it's definitely, I think the winner is definitely the Ratel 2. So if you are looking to maybe use this thing like going from the dark to light, like going from inside of a building to outside of the building, you might prefer actually the Ratel 2. This is just a little showing the parking lot with all the various trees. It is the winter time, so unfortunately I don't have any trees with green leaves on them to really kind of show you. But this is, now what we're going to do is look over at the cloudy day. Nice cloudy day. You kind of can see the sun a little bit behind the clouds, and both images look pretty comparable, actually, for both of them. I think the T-Rex does, I think, a little bit better job with the kind of like the sharpening in the image. You can kind of see it there in the concrete, right down there on the bottom left of your screen. There we go. Go ahead and walk over here to the grass and see how they do. Like you see, the Ratel 2 does have that little bit oversaturated look, a little too green, but then T-Rex does have a little bit of a, under or overexposure of the light. And this is a nice little zoomed in look for both of us to take a look at both cameras going down the field with those pine trees. Yeah, I definitely would say, I'd probably say it's a tie between the Ratel 2 and the T-Rex, definitely on a cloudy day with no strong light coming in. All right, so we finally have a nice dark night. except for the little street lamps that kind of gives it some dynamic range. I found this is a really good spot to do at night. And you can kind of see the T-Rex is kind of struggling at night. It has a lot of pixelation, which will show up in your FPV camera, and you'll definitely see that when we zoom in on the image. Ratel 2, it does have a little bit of pixelation, but not as bad as the T-Rex. And I'm going to be actually walking back to a really dark spot. As you can see, the T-Rex is really struggling to get that light into that sensor. And now, really with the zoom in image at 250%, you can definitely see the difference here on the two cameras. But this is pretty much the comparison between the Ratel 2 and the T-Rex. T-Rex from Foxeer and the Ratel 2 from Caddx. But if you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be leaving links to both these cameras down below if you want to check them out. They are affiliate links. They do help support the channel, help support me. But without further ado, I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.